Good morning, students. Welcome again to the class of English literature. Today we are going to study the poem Silent Steps written by Rabindranath Tagore. This poem is prescribed in the BA second year's syllabus. Before we start this poem, we should have a look on its writer, Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 in Kolkata, India. He was a very famous poet, philosopher, prophet, and a critic. He died on 7th August 1941 in Kolkata. Tagore rejected formal schooling and learned much at home. He attended University College London to study law but quit before the completion of the degree. Although Tagore is famous for poetry, he did his best in writing novels, essays, short stories, plays, and articles. His masterwork is Gitanjali, a collection of poems, a spiritual journey from finite to infinite, and this collection earned him the title of the mystic poet. He composed more than 2000 songs. He is the official composer for the national anthem of India and Bangladesh. In 1913, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for this collection, Gitanjali. In 1915, the British Crown also granted him knighthood that he returned after Jallianwala Bagh massacre. This is the text of the poem Silent Steps on your screen. First of all, we will look at its theme. The main focus of the poem is the Almighty God, known by many names: Allah, God, Bhagwan, Creator, Soul of the Universe, etc. Here, the poet wants to say that the God visits his creation all the time and does not let them suffer alone in their miseries. The repetition of the line, He comes, ever comes, intensifies God's concern and love for human being. I am reading out this poem for you. Have you not heard his silent steps? He comes, ever comes. Every moment and every age, every day and every night he comes, ever comes. Many a song have I sung in many a mood of mind, but all their notes have always proclaimed, He comes, ever comes. In the fragrant days of sunny April, through the forest path he comes, ever comes. In the rainy gloom of July nights, on the thundering chariot of clouds, he comes, ever comes. In sorrow after sorrow, it is his steps that press upon my heart, and it is the golden touch of his feet that makes my joy to shine. Here we can clearly see that this poem is written with very simple diction. You can easily infer its meaning. Tagore asks his reader whether they have ever experienced the constantly approaching silent steps regardless of age and time. In his song, regardless of his mood of mind, Tagore felt his sympathetic presence all the time. The silent steps approach regardless of the place and season. He comes to the poet when he is in trouble and fills his heart with blessings, and with his touch of feet rescues him out of the plight. Here, here the poet wants to convey one man message to the all mankind that they are not alone in this world, as God has created them, so he will take care of them. Tagore says that God is always with them, whether they are in joyful state or they are in miseries. He will never let you down. The poet also says here that whatever his mood were, whatever his mood was, but always his songs have proclaimed his presence. Then again he says that in the fragrant days of sunny April, means in the in the state of joyness, and in the next stanza, in the rainy gloom of July nights, means in the state of misery or sadness, there God was always present. So at the last we can make a conclusion that this poem strengthens the conception God is omnipresent. God is omnipresent. The God is omnipresent means he is all pervasive, he is always present. Then God is omnipotent. Omnipotent means he is all powerful. And then the God is omniscient. Omniscient means all knowing. Means God is always present with his creation. He is omnipotent means he is very powerful, so he can't let you down. And then the poet says that the God is omniscient means he knows everything about you, about your past, about your present, about your future. And the poet says that this idea helps overcome the fear of suffering and pessimism. So, the people should not worry, they should devote to themselves to the Almighty God. I hope you will understand the theme and the explanation of this poem. Thank you.